Growing up was tough. Growing up was fun. Growing up was a mixture of cultural with Western education. Today, my whole being is a result of those deep-rooted beginnings laced with high moral, traditional, and cultural values. They certainly shape who I am today. My name is Chief Oluwawole Benson Akinkuolie, the Itagbuyi of Ondo Kingdom and CEO of Cerebral Consult, a marketing communications company based in Lagos, Nigeria. And here is my good old days story. I was born by late Chief David Itagbuyi Akinkuolie, the Obatero of Ondo Kingdom, a retired manager of SEP, a produce buyer, successful farmer, and a community leader, and also my mother, Madam Eso Akinkuolie, a successful businesswoman and the Itagbuyi of Ondo gold sellers. My late dad was a polygamist with many wives and 20 children, balancing it 14 boys and 14 girls only. My father was certainly a man of many means, but very early in life made me live with my grandparents while other children lived with him. I was singled out of the family house at a very tender age to go and stay with my aged maternal grandparents. There at age 5, they registered me at the oldest primary school in Ondo town, St. Stephen Primary School, Ondo Chief, where I trekked 5 kilometers to and from my grandparents' house every weekday. I wasn't given transport fare nor lunch money, as I used to follow fellow students in the neighborhood to school. Once I took my breakfast and warm herbal concoction called Agbo at home, it is assumed that I won't be hungry until I return home in the afternoon. Even though our school's lunch time was 11 a.m., I used it to play with other pupils to ward off hunger. I never, because of this, missed school for once except there was public holiday. I never also visited any hospital for medical care, except when health workers came to our school to dispense immunization to us. I was fully fortified with traditional medical care, perennially organized by my grandma in my youthful years. Why he chose me for this supposedly hard life was unknown to me until latter years when I became deep in customs and tradition of Ondo people. Imagine how annoyed it could be hearing about your father's affluence from people, yet you were not made to be a partaker of such luxury. A tough one indeed. I remembered at age 7 when I became conscious that my grandparents can never be my real parents, realizing the wide age difference, and I was taken to my dad's house during our family festival. I refused blatantly to go back with my grandparents. How can I go back to a 3-room bungalow when my dad had a story building with 20 rooms? How can I go back to a house without toilet and fence with bamboo when my father's house was fenced with mud bricks with at least shalanga and string toilet of those days? How can I leave my father's house where you drink tea, eat bread and sardine in the morning, pounded yam in the evening, to my grandparents where taking a herbal concoction was a must every morning? Going back was indeed a real protest, but eventually I was bundled back and cajoled to stay with my aged grandparents. Upon attaining the age of many independence to move about on my own, my grandma made it compulsory for me to always come to the market after school to help her pull her commercial goods home. Lest I forget, she was a goat seller like her mom, and she also introduced my mom to goat selling business the year I was born, hitherto my mother was a seamstress. My life at primary school level was formative, inspirational, and traditionally educative. This was because my grandparents' abode was at the center of the town, where all cultural and traditional festivals are being held. That's where you see the king walking with retinue of chiefs during each ceremony. There you are privileged to see different kinds of masquerades during their own festival, and you waywardly follow them to their shrines. My grandparents' house was also close to our family Anglican church, where I was a chorister from my tender age to adulthood. This usually enhanced my spiritual inclination towards Christianity rather than masquerade shrines. My admission to a secondary school was actually my personal choice to distance myself from home. Rather than attending a secondary school on our street, I chose St. Joseph's College, Ondo, a distant school which was about 15 kilometers from home. This gave me the opportunity to trek longer distance to and fro without any fear of kidnapping, play football after school, see many outside scenes, and mingle with a wider circle of friends. It also limited my household chores and gave me the liberty not to pull my grandma's goat from the market every weekday. My grandma, late Madam Miriam Adebimpe Adebisola Darokwale, and Notumba from Adedinshe Oleyo ruling house in Ondo Kingdom, was indeed my superheroine. She single-handedly molded me from cradle to adulthood. She built self-confidence in me, taught me ancient words, history, and folktales. She made me independent-minded and warned me not to ever rely on people, especially unfriendly friends. At my young age, she used to chase away deceitful and talkative friends from me. Her warning was usually proverbial statement like, you can only confirm okra's maturity by cutting slightly his pointed head. But you can't test human being like that, which follow what Duncan said in Macbeth, that there is no art to find the mind construction from the face. She encouraged hard and small works in me and never encouraged idleness. She will always say, when heavy floods are cutting away bridges, flowing streams should be able to move leaflets. In essence, this means that I should do diligently what my little hands find doing. I can boldly say that the solid foundation she laid for me had made me to become fearless, determined, independent, and successful in my skills. She really imbibed leadership skills in me as I was fully in charge of all domestic responsibility, reporting to no one except my grandma. I thank God that she was present at my university graduation and my wedding ceremony. She died in February 2006 at the age of 100 years. My studying agricultural economics at the Obafemi Awolowo University Ilefe really brought me to the grassroots and nature. But faith played a huge part in my life's trajectory when I got a job in a then thriving advertising agency, Oluwawole Benson Akinkuolie. I have ever been enjoying my career diversion to advertising till now, having spent 30 years in this noble profession. Life's lessons have taught me so many iconic principles, which, having got through the furnace of life, made me refine gold sought after by kings and great men and women in high places. As the Itagbuyi of Ondo Kingdom and head of the Itagbuyi Community, I thank God for how far He has taken me and how He has been able to make me fill the big shoes, led by my father as a successful farmer and senior chief, serving my community diligently. Painfully, those days of communal living are missing these days. It looks like the more the technology, the further the families become from each other. Those time-tested values are lost in the attending waves and crazy technology has brought with it. While development is good, the retainership of our morals, traditions, customs, and values are essentials. Those lessons my grandmother taught me made me who I am today. How many of these values are we passing down to our children? The earlier we go back in time to start enforcing those age-long values, the better for us as a race and as a nation. I love my country and always will. I can truly say that I saw no tribe when growing up. People were people, at least to me. It didn't matter where you came from and how much money you or your parents had. I grew up knowing what dignity in labor meant through my hard-working grandparents and parents. Nigeria is great and can be greater again. We earnestly desire a cultural and moral reorientation, a new mindset and a renewed zeal to make Nigeria work. A place where nobody will be defined by religion and religious affiliations. Yes, we can change the narrative. The day we start to truly value our culture, tradition, and the morals embedded in them, then that change we truly desire will come. Our children certainly deserve a brighter future full of hopes and not gory tales of scary future. You and I must therefore walk the talk by ensuring we right the wrongs. Great morals and sound education can never go out of fashion. Let's make it happen. To this end, I enjoy Sir Shemo Rebadejo in this collective drive towards a greater tomorrow. Thank you.